Welcome back to Rubbing Minds. Before we went on the break, we were having a conversation on the state of the Nigerian economy, what the government needs to do better, and of course, what the people also need to do to ensure that their voices are being heard. Right now, we want to move over to sports. Just the recently concluded Olympics at Paris 2024 left us a bit heartbroken because out of the 88 athletes that represented Nigeria in 12 different categories, we were unable to clinch a medal. And we had very high hopes for this particular Olympics. Of course, we applaud the athletes. It's not easy, owing to the challenges that they face individually and also collectively as teams. To be able to come that far in the Olympics, we're incredibly proud of them. However, we want to dissect, the performance of these athletes and also find reasons as to why perhaps there were no medals won. And to have that conversation with us is someone that truly understands what it means to actually win a medal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor to have the Olympic gold medalists, almost the only Olympic gold medalist that we have in this country, Chioma Ajunwa. She's also the founder of Chioma Ajunwa Foundation. Also, we have correspondents from New Telegraph in the person of Charles Ogundiya. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, Madam Chioma, first of all, I need you to take us back memory lane. The moment you clinched the gold medal, what was the experience like? Take us down, make us feel nostalgic. What was it like for you winning the gold medal at the Olympics?
Well, my dear brother, I'm happy being with you this afternoon. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Good afternoon, all the listeners from everywhere in the world. Going down to memory lane, winning an Olympic gold was a great thing, a big deal that has ever happened to me. Actually, when I got to the Olympics, I never thought that I may get the gold medal. But God being whom He is, we thank God He gave it to me. And I believe that when one you work hard for something, definitely it's going to pay off. Mm. I worked very, very hard, personally, not with the help of Nigerian, with the help of God and Chief Dr. Shegu Degwami that took me to outside the country to make sure that I should get a good training. And being whom I am, I really put in my best to make sure that I pay him back. So because of that reason, I worked very, very hard. You see, to win an Olympic medal is not an easy thing. It doesn't come in a mistake. Don't forget, we have over 100 and something thousand athletes coming to fight for one medal. Every country that comes to the Olympics, they are coming bearing in mind that they need that gold. So for you to prepare, they gave you 4 years to go and prepare for the Olympics, and you think that is something that you can maneuver, you do within 6 months or 3 months. No way. So as you lay your bed, so shall you lie on it. The athletes were preparing on their own. It's just like somebody going for training. Yes, I may go to training, and I get to the training ground. I decide to take my bag, carry my towel, spread, and begin to, press my phone. And you were at home. You didn't know whether I was training. But when I come back with my bag. And you say, welcome back from training. I say, thank you very much. You didn't know the way I train. And another thing, we forget that when athletes go to training, if they are training by themselves, once they go there, they train. When they get tired, they will relax. But if you have a coach that is monitoring them, once they get tired, the coach will be worried. They say, my friend, get up. Because the one you do that time you are tired, is what brings in the improvement. You see, these are the things we don't know. Each year we say, oh, these athletes, they are there, they are training, they are doing everything. You don't know whether they are training or not. And you forgot that this athlete, they pay for the training ground where they are training. Sometimes they may not have the money to pay. You pay for the gym, you pay for the ground you are training, you pay for sauna when you go, you pay for where you go to swim, because all part is they are all part of training, getting the body prepared. So that's one thing we should know. It's important that our country should make proper arrangements for the training of their athletes.
Okay, so you've raised so many points, and we're going to try as much as possible to dissect these points that you've made. So I'm going to move on to you, Mr. Charles. She made a very salient point that Nigeria didn't even support her in terms of getting her training. It was a private sponsorship, and yes, eventually Nigeria took the glory. Also, she has her personal glory, but yes, everybody is chanting Ajunwa off Nigeria, even though that they didn't necessarily contribute to her. Choma will get to that so that you tell us the details of that experience. However, with the performance of our athletes at the Olympics, who do you think we ought to blame for their performance? Do we necessarily blame their personal efforts, or should we blame the situation or like the policies surrounding the entire sports industry in Nigeria?
Let me start by saying the issue that we face more is the fact that, like she rightly said, no support from the government or whoever ahead of our success. Now, looking at these athletes, they are all professionals. They needed money to get themselves ready for most of the. As a student, those that are in school, NCA is helping them to train and stuff like that, they're doing in their school. But those that are pro, there's no way they can do that. So they needed this money. It's so unfortunate that they got to this Olympic before they were given the grants, the normal grant. This is a grant that's supposed to be with them, that is supposed to be using for almost 4 years. And Olympics, like some people will say, it's not just 4 years preparation. It's 8 years. Now, some countries have already started planning for 2032, while we are still talking about the one that we just finished. We are still exchanging blames. This is who to be blamed, this is who not to be blamed. And continuity is one of our major problems in this country. A minister will come, after 2 or 3 years, will go, and now will come. If we don't have this continuity of, okay, Mr. A is doing this, we'll continue from where he stopped, then it's going to be difficult for us to really have these athletes winning us medal. It's just so unfortunate that despite all their own personal efforts going to this Paris Olympic, their efforts totally a total waste, and that's just what happened. Charles, because essence of it is for you to win medal and come back.
Yes, Charles, you made mention of the grants, and you said the grant was released very late. I'm aware that the government actually approved about 12 billion naira for this particular Olympics. So you're saying that they did not necessarily trickle down for the athletes to really use that money?
Well, the money came in this year. The money was approved this year. So definitely, this is the money that's supposed to have been there for 4 years. But the fact remains that we don't even really need to wait for government like that. Private sectors should be encouraged to come into. Let's have some private sectors and some of these athletes. Like she rightly said, somebody took interest in her and invested in her to get that goal. You can see what she's saying today. She first mentioned Chief Segun Ogundiya, who happened to be a former footballer too. You can imagine what he went through to make her to achieve what she achieved. She was, like she said, she was in Great Britain, if I recollect. She was training with Great Britain athletes all through that period. So it's not just about Nigeria alone. Let some people too pick interest, and then we can have better outing.
All right, Choma, can you just really take us through your preparation process? Eventually you won the gold medal. So please, can you tell us how you were able to secure this sponsorship from an individual as opposed to the Nigerian government helping you? Just give us an insight to what really happened.
Well, I think what really happened was when we had the problem with the federation, is this kind of grant we are talking about now. In those days, they normally give the training grant before the competition itself. Now, let me take it up from here. The training grant that was given to the athlete a day before their finals. I personally, I think that was very, very wrong. And it can be part of what made Toby and the other athletes not to even consider. You can imagine Toby missing out in the hurdles that she has been leading. You know, and when you see the way she ran in that semi-finals and the way she ran during the qualifying that took her to the final, you know that something was wrong. Even as she was, because I made it a point of duty that I must watch her race that day. You know, and when I saw her coming in, I was worried myself. I said, no, this girl doesn't look, you know, sharp. It doesn't look fresh. Do you understand? So I told my sister is out there now. You can go and ask her. I said, something is wrong. Toby is not looking fine. You understand?
Yeah.
And while the training grant was given, the athletes were not happy because you gave somebody in America training for 4 years, $5,000 US. That is to say, that one is 1,200 per 1 year. These athletes, they pay for their houses where they live, they pay for their vitamins, they pay for where they train, they pay so many things, you know, and you are giving them $5,000 and you brought it a day to their final. You devastate them because you know that they will not be happy. If it's to say maybe they were giving $50,000, we will say, the happiness, you know, would have made them to do more. But this one, you came to devastate them. So that's by the way. In my own, I trained basically on my own. Nigerian did not know whether I was training or not. They never asked of me. They didn't ask of anything. You know, it's just when I came back for the trials. So, and that has been their way. They don't want to know. It's only when you are doing well, then they remember, oh, we have one athlete there is doing well. Just like when they want to select those that want to play football for them. It's very, very bad. I trained on my own, and Chief Segun Odegwami made sure that when the British athletes are going for training tour, every state they were going, I must be there with them. He paid for me. That was how, and I, being the one that he was paying for, I have it in my mind. I say, oh, this man that is, you know, spending his hard-earned money. After all, I'm not a Yoruba, so I must pay him back by making sure that I must go there and give a well account of myself. And God heard me. You know, so that was how it happened. You cannot say, oh, these athletes are training without you making sure that when their colleagues they are training with, they are going out for exposure, they are going out for hill climbing, they are going out for swimming, they are going out for weight training, that they will be there. Yeah. Because all those things are packaged, is training. The whole part of the body must get their own turn for you to be able to make it that day. Yeah. So these are the things that we are not getting right. In those days, when somebody gets an appointment, the person will be he will be having sleepless night because he ought to be thinking, who are the best people that have the best ideas, who know this thing very well, that will help me to do it. But today, reverse has become the case. When you employ them, what they will be thinking, who has the best, the sharpest pen that they can write off debt without it being discovered, who is the person that could be giving me idea on how to embezzle money, this and that and that. You know, we are in a big trouble. Sports is not like any other thing. It's something that you invest, you make, you have your return. If you are doing business, you don't invest in your business, you will not harvest anything.
Yeah. So you're basically saying that there's rot in the system.
Very, very bad.
Charles, very quickly, I think we have just a few minutes left. Would you sort of tell us what we can do better in our sports industry, especially when it comes to the people that have been put in charge of it? Because we've seen the trajectory of even sometimes some of the athletes that could not make the cuts to represent Nigeria because of one or two reasons. They switch sides and then they go and win medals for the other country. So please, what do you think we can do to sanitize our sports industry?
For example, like what you said, in the 400-meter women final, 2 Nigerians competed in the 400-meter, and one of them won silver in the 400-meter for Bahrain. I think the most important thing is let's know where our problem lies, and that is the fact that we don't really have the money there to really support. We need to support these athletes. We need to go back to the grassroots. In the past, there used to be school sports, there used to be school competition here and there. Most of our schools now doesn't even have the training facilities. They don't even have the pitches, the track and stuff like that. Let's start from there, from grassroots. Let's have more people competing. Let them have the opportunity, sense of belonging. And the fact that we want to train our athletes, we should not start because competition is just in 3 weeks' time. Then we'll start training now. Or competition is in a month's time, we'll start training. Let's have a long-term effort, a long-term plan so that we can achieve greatness like others have been doing.
Okay, Echukwu, who actually won the silver medal for United States, actually tried to represent Nigeria in 2020 Olympics. And imagine if we had such person representing Nigeria. This is a Nigerian that had to fly the United States flag just because of the failure of the people in charge to actually follow the proper steps to make sure that she gets there. Choma, what do you think we can do better to stop such occurrences from happening? Because some of us I think the country is lucky enough to have some athletes that are even training abroad and they just really want to represent Nigeria. What can we really do about this?
Honestly speaking, we need to put the people that really know sports, that really love sports. Because when you put people that really know sports, they will be able to know exactly what to do and when to start doing it. You see, our problem here in Nigeria, even in the sports offices, when you go there, you see people that never, ever done sports for their life. They are the ones running the offices of sports. Even people like us, I could remember when I went to Ministry of Sports, the people there didn't know me. Yes. But with laughter, I said, I will find you. That is the kind of mediocres you can find in Nigerian sports offices. You know, because a lot of people don't want to say it because they don't want anybody's problem. You know, so that is the problem we have. When you know, because you cannot give what you don't have. You see, sports council need to be brought back. You know, school sports, grassroots sports, secondary school, primary school, interlocal government competition. These are the breeding base. That was why people like us, Mary Onyali, Tina Ihiagbam, Fatima Yusuf, Charity Opara, Chrissy Opara Thompson, or the host of others. That is the breeding base. That's where we came out from. So since governors, they have refused to fund the sports council in each state, it's not possible, my brother. Because even the Federal Ministry of Sports cannot go to inside the villages to go and know who that is good in sports. Somebody in that village must be the one to identify these young ones. So I believe strongly that if school sports is being revamped, you know, and interlocal government competitions, sports council, that is where you employ these young lads that will take it anytime, any day you call them, they will run, they will jump, they will do anything for you. And it will be very, very competitive with every state. I was there.
Yeah.
Do you know that Ebele, our former coach that died 2 years ago, Brown Ebewele, went to the east and carried the whole athlete from the east and went to the north, Kano State. And then Kano was reigning. Because they were employed in sports council in Kano, and they were training there day in, day out. Every sports council, when we come to Unique Classic, the competition is so competitive, and that is where the athletes were improving.
Yeah. So with your wealth of experience, with all of the things that you've achieved, are you saying that none of the government parastatals or even the people in charge of sports have approached you for some sort of appointment or even consult you moving forward?
They can't do that. You are a threat to them. Person like me, I'm a threat to many people. They have never approached me. So if you can't do what they are doing, to hell with you.
So do you think, because again, with the state of the economy and with what's going on in the country, do you think the government needs to really, invest in sports to not just obviously make the country better, but to really engage the youth? Because sports is something that a lot of youths are heavily interested in. What do you think? How can we leverage on that?
You see, I thank God that the Minister of Sports right now, he was in Paris. He saw it all. I only feel for him because if he's not being given open hand, definitely he can't do nothing. You see, even the people that they surround themselves with as essay this, essay that, they are not doing their job.
Yeah.
You understand?
All right.
So minister have seen it all, and I think he has to come back, sit down and think who and who could be his essay, who and who he will be working with in order to, remove this shame and bring a good mark, landmark for us.
Thank you very much, Chioma Ajunwa, and thank you, Charles Ogundiya. Thank you so much for the conversation.
Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show.